Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's... Let's try that again. Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video talking about the evolution of Rick Grimes from the beginning of The Walking Dead up into the start of The Walking Dead Season 5. Right, so some people were asking me if I do all my videos in one take. I don't, but I try to. It's just that sometimes the throat and stuff doesn't always work, so it happens. Thought I'd leave that in there just because it's kind of fun. But anyway, yeah, some people try to make it seem like, oh, it's so easy. It's so easy to make all these videos and stuff. It's nothing. It's no big deal. You can make lots of them this way. It is it is pretty hard to make as many as I make, believe me, and release them on a daily basis. It's not as easy or as fun as it looks from viewing. But anyways, so that's a side thing. But with regards to this topic, this video, we're going to be talking about the evolution of Rick Grimes from the beginning of the Walking Dead television series up until now. In the comic book series, he's evolved far past that and in different ways. They're almost like two different characters, Rick from the comic books and Rick from the TV series. But anyway, with regards to the television series version of Rick and what I think about his evolution up until now as a character, it's been really cool to see. Probably to sum it up, I almost want to quote Joe from the last episode we've seen, the season 4 finale, which is where he's talking to Daryl, and Daryl's like, "Hold up," and then he kind of tells him that these are good people, and then Joe's kind of confused, and he's like, these are good people, but your friend here strangled Lou to death in the bathroom, without asking any questions or anything. He just kind of did it. Now, how would that have gone had Rick not have done that? Had Rick have just met up with the group? We really don't know at this point. We don't know what would have happened. Would they have killed him? It seems that that's against their rules, so maybe it'd have been okay. I really don't know. That said, too, though, they didn't really seem keen on just letting Daryl walk away. They kind of wanted to have him assimilate into the group or be useful to them in some way, since they're not killing him. So we don't know what would happen there, but I really do like the line where Joe says, you say he's good people, but he killed our friend basically without cause, no reason. They were minding their own business. So that really sums up. It's really that's a really cool one to consider when you're thinking about Rick and you're thinking about the type of character that Rick has become at this point, what we become in the Walking Dead television series. That's actually the name of the trade, and I believe it is right there at the top left. Yeah, top left for you guys. The red. Reddish orange one, and it's got him, and on the cover he's like this. Really cool, and it's basically right out of the comic book series where Rick essentially, it's pretty interesting they choose to go this way, that he actually bites the dude. Bites Joe, right? What are you going to do now, sport, when he bear hugs him and he just bites him? I like it because in reality it's very realistic. Actually, it's one of the reasons why if you look at cage fighting and stuff, in the early days of cage fighting, there's very few rules. Like mixed martial arts as it's known today, it used to be called cage fighting. There's very few rules, but one of the rules is that you don't bite, and the reason why is because it's actually extremely damaging. Like bad, like really, really bad. If you bite somebody, you can like if you really go at it, like I'm saying, totally realistic what happened completely. Like it is very brutal when Rick goes feral and just bites Joe like that. But I really like that line where he's talking about, and it kind of makes us consider, is Rick really a good guy? Can you really be a good guy anymore? It brings you back to season 2 in some of that great character interactions we have between Shane and Rick, and how Rick says you can't just be the good guy anymore, Rick, and expect to live. And then, Rick kind of replies something along the lines of, I'm not the good guy anymore. I'm not, basically that he knows that because Shane doesn't know that he had killed Dave and Tony at the bar basically instantly. So he's executed people, which is not, normal in terms of like our society and how people react. So he doesn't view himself as the good guy, and it's kind of a cool transformation to go from, your atypical, not only law-abiding but law-enforcing citizen, as a Sheriff Rick, of course, in King County, to where he's at now, which is that he's been forced to murder, he's been forced to kill many times, or even just killed Lou, for example, because he felt like he was kind of screwed in that situation. He kind of, based on what he heard, had an idea of the type of people he was dealing with and what he'd seen so far from the governor and Randall's group and the others, how desperate people are. So he just kills without even really thinking about it too much. I mean, he just does what he thinks is best at that time. And it's a really kind of a cool evolution to go from that extreme of such a good guy to where he's at right now in The Walking Dead. I really like that. That's a really cool evolution, similar to maybe the only thing I can compare it to really in a TV series would be Walter White's evolution in Breaking Bad, from Mr. Chip at the beginning to Heisenberg at the end. Those of you guys who have seen Breaking Bad know exactly what I'm talking about. Rick's evolution is just like that. It's very cool, and maybe even in a zombie apocalypse kind of past that to this point now where he's totally dehumanized, the point like he's going to bite somebody like that. He'll do absolutely anything to keep Carl safe, which is with regards to that, he hasn't changed at all. With regards to that, his character is exactly the same. It's just that the world has changed so much around him that he has to do these things in order to, achieve his goals and still be, probably, even with Breaking Bad too, the greatest responsibility of any father, which is to protect his family. That's the number one biggest thing. And that also relates back to Walter White from Breaking Bad and his evolution, what happens with him as a result of his cancer and his situation. But anyway, very cool parallels there when you think about that. But I really like what they've done with Rick and how they kind of kept it true to the comic books here with this, because this is psychologically very interesting in terms of his choice to just go at Joe like that and bite him like that and then murder the guy that was almost about to get a little freaky with Carl, which was really weird. But really, and also cool that we're rooting for Rick at this time when he has to do these types of things. And it's kind of like the world has just molded him and transformed him into this just hardened badass dude that's not really a good guy. He's not really a good guy when you think about it, because if you have to murder people, if you're doing this kind of stuff, by doing it, you're not really, you're not. It's kind of the whole conversation that Beth and Daryl had about, I don't think the good ones are really around anymore, is very accurate. If you think about Dale, for example, he was a good guy, not around anymore. There aren't many left. There aren't many good people left in a couple years after into a zombie apocalypse like this. And I think that's realistic. I think that makes sense that there wouldn't be. In addition to that, I mean, of course, the losses he's seen in his life, what can happen if he isn't ruthless with regards to other survivors in the world, like what happened with Andrew, losing Lori, and at this point he believes even, Judith, he doesn't even know that Judith is still there. So I'm sure that as well has aided in this transformation, that when it comes to other people outside his group that he doesn't trust, that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to shoot first and ask questions later, for the most part, probably, which is cool. It's a really different take from where we first met him in the series. Aside from that, in terms of other things, I mean, he's become a really cool leader with regards to how the group survives, making the decisions for the group, and also it seems like at the end of season 4 with the cliffhanger line there, if you guys remember, it seems like he has a newfound sense of confidence and hope that no matter what situation they get into, they'll find a way out of it, because that's who they are. He accepts that as his character, that they'll find a way out of it. And when they do, Gareth better look out. So, aside from that, I'm sure there's more things I could say about it, but I don't want to go on for too long with regards to this topic. I just want to say, really, that out of all the characters that evolved in the show, after the end of season 4, after the finale, I think Rick's transformation is one of the most interesting, if not the most interesting in the show. Daryl's has been great too. Carol's has been fantastic as well. Carl's as well. All the others as well. But out of all of them, Rick's was one that I was like, oh man, I gotta do a video on that one after seeing that finale for sure. Anyway, if you guys have any other video suggestions for me for the summer, please feel free to send them to me. It should be going strong for at least a couple months until I run out of most good topics, and then I taper off and only release a few videos a week versus one every day. I like to do them every day, but if I don't get topics, I run out. So let me know what you guys think. Anyway, call it here. Been loving Rick's evolution. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev. As always, saying peace.